Lit Man Tuck is coming back at you, man. Another Pocket FM. The latest one I've read is called Adele Was a Good Girl. Now, this one is really good. I really like the narrator. She has some type of British accent. I can't really pinpoint it. But when she said assume, she was like, assume. I was like, oh, snap. So, great narration, great story. Basically, the main character used to be a bandit before she was killed. She was a bandit leader before she was killed. So, obviously, she could fight and all that good stuff. Very violent or whatever. And she takes over the body of an actress. But it's a very docile, very calm girl or whatever. And so, she gets dumped into this body and, people are trying to bully her and they find out real quick that she's made a change. So there's two parts that's really interesting where she's acting and she has to slap the other person. And the girl tried her, right? And she slaps the hell out of her and she punches her and all that fun stuff. And so like she's coming after everybody because she's a straight up bandit put into a docile girl's body, and she's rampaging pretty much. But the thing is, it's only 8 episodes. I know this thing is incomplete. Person who created this, if you're listening to me, please finish it. I'll even buy the coins because this one was definitely off to a great start. Only 8 episodes. So Adele Was a Good Girl. Check that one out. It's real quick, but it's real good. So the next one I want to talk about is called Miles Apart. So it is in the slave era, and it is about a white boy and a black girl. So the black girl, she's obviously a slave. They kind of grow up together, and they fall in love. They have sex, and she gets pregnant. And so at the beginning of the story, she's basically 8.5 months pregnant, and she's being accused of slander, bewitching the boy, and all that good stuff. So it starts out, she's in court, she's going to trial, and everybody's accusing her. The judge is accusing her, and she's looking to her boyfriend, who's basically the heir of that household. But the thing is, he didn't want to step up, and so he just kind of like threw her under the bus. And at first she was going to be executed, but they was like, no, we can't do that, man. Like all the other slaves like, please don't execute her. So they basically gave her a whipping. And one part there was interesting. Like, this book is pretty good. I was surprised to find this in the Pocket FM. It's very different than a lot of the stories that's in there. And so I don't want to spoil it too much, but when they gave her lashing, since she was pregnant, they didn't want to hurt the baby. And so they basically dug a hole in the ground, and she laid her belly inside the hole in the ground as they gave her a lashing. So that little detail right there, I found that very interesting. So with the Pocket FM, there's some good stories in there. It's like a lot of Chinese web novels, but you don't find like those little itty bitty tidbits, those little itty bitty details where you kind of like learn something. It's basically a pretty good story, very catchy, very addictive. But that was one of those little details that I like finding in books, and it's like, I never thought about that, never knew that, but I basically learned something. So she basically gets exiled, and the thing, and I don't want to spoil the rest. And so I just started that one, but it's definitely off to a good start. Definitely a different pace for a Pocket FM radio book.